What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 115 of my Total Warhammer 3 Boris Ursus and Zinoviev campaign. So as we saw last time, a massive battle against the forces of the Oracles at the Granite Spike saw Frost Engineer Alexander Kostina's defense victorious against Kairos and his minions. Definitely one of the memories that I'm gonna have of this campaign that's gonna be one of those very fond ones, is what I mean. I mean, that and every single one of the other battles, but yeah, that was really good. In addition to that, after the battle, the enemy decided to frickin' halt our faction, which is kind of hilarious, but also kind of annoying because we now can't catch up to and destroy all these armies. Though I suppose, once again, and I forgot whether I mentioned this last episode, it was a good move on the part of the enemy. Now, we did lose 2 heavy war sleds, but fortunately we can get them back up at rank 5, which is pretty good. Speaking of, that's pretty much all we can do in this particular turn. We just have to make sure that we get what we need in terms of armies getting back up and running and buildings because, well, we can't move. Alexander Kostina, let's see what you got in terms of points that we haven't spent, and it looks like pretty much nothing. Let's get you alert for ambush defense chance. I don't know whether this actually has too much value, but let's get that. Mostly because, let's face it, we've been facing off against Tzeentch a lot, though I feel like, I feel like since their stance might be an automatic ambush, which would mean this wouldn't actually do anything, would it? We could put more points into casualty replenishment instead, if this is unlikely to work. Now, you know what, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Makes sense to me. At least that one we know is guaranteed. Now, your minion here is at level 31. Let's give him Fervor, so he's a more strong fighter, though he nearly died in that last defense, so just being a strong fighter clearly isn't enough. Granite Spikes, you need those walls up and running ASAP. Get that Gospel, or that tavern. Oh, in fact, you can destroy the taverns now, because the last Sky Castle will be up to max next turn, so we don't need to worry about it. Let us then change you immediately to market, because, well, nothing else here is going to be all that useful. Now, Hanyu Port. Yeah, they're building up an army now, and the annoying thing about that is we will probably have to defend it, especially since our allies don't seem to be inclined on actually helping us out here. Also, I just want to double check. Was that the last of the ogres? Yes, we destroyed the Loose Tooth last episode, and that was the last ogre faction remaining in the game. On top of it, I do find it interesting that these guys still have the Regiment of Renan, or not Regiment of Renan, still have the outpost regiments from their allies, the Blood Maw, despite the fact that we destroyed the Blood Maw. And I find that interesting for a number of reasons, the main one of which being the fact that I thought that maybe these would disappear with the faction, but apparently not the case. Now, Shang Yang, you are actually going to have a rebellion soon, and where are you? You're all the way over here. You are walled, but we might need to defend you, so we might need to build up an army here. Let's just make sure that we don't need global recruitment elsewhere right now. I feel so weird not being able to recruit stuff everywhere. You, Oleg Lopatin, you can't do anything because Cormac's gonna attack you, so I guess you go away now. We'll get a new guy up and running at Pomei afterwards, I guess. Ooh, we're also going to lose Lost Cargo. Terracotta Graveyard is kind of in danger. Let's upgrade Wang Chang. And wait, we could upgrade you instead, but then he's just going to bypass it. But then again, this will be ready to go next turn, so maybe we'll do it anyway. Ironically, now we might have to be a little bit careful with our money. It's steel. Or iron, whatever. A little bit careful with our money because we're not making nearly as much because we have so many armies on the field. Similarly, Assassins, you can't move now. Damn, I freaking hate that ability. Why, game? Why? What did I do? I mean, I guess we know what we did, but yeah. Trophim, you're actually probably going to sail out to sea and go for Pack Ice Bay. Maybe even get some islands afterwards. Might be a reason to maintain your army, and yeah, I'm just looking for armies that could potentially do some global recruitment right now, since we can't frickin' move. Game. Alrighty, Uragni, you can't move, and you don't need to build anything. Frost Engineer Alexander Kostina is building. Serena Katrin, your stuff where you are. Trophim, Do you need to recruit? No, I think you're okay. Svetlana Ritsa. We could, while here, potentially swap out some... You know what? Maybe. Maybe this is a good time to get a couple of replacements for the mortars in the form of additional Hellstorm rockets. Hawkland, Ostermark... Ostland's at 100, yeah, so let's get a couple of Ostland ones. It's a little bit unfortunate to lose these things, but, well, I guess we could replace a couple of armored Cossars, but I don't think we want to do that. Let's do this. Let's get a couple of these Hellstorms just to prepare to fight Kugath's army, though they might attack us while we're recruiting. It's not like we can move right now anyway, so it's essentially a free turn, plus we have to wait for Svetlana Horoshko to join us anyway. So why not? Assassins, you're going to be skipped this turn. Tech Thieves also skipped. Ugh. Leonid Zanaviev, you don't need any actual armies. Ranged Horoshko. I think you're good as you are. I mean, we could, if we really wanted to, replace the heavy war sleds with more allied stuff, but meh. Not unless the dwarf... we're in March stance anyway. Plus, I was thinking, not unless the dwarves had some Trollhammer torpedoes, which I would like. Let's just double check them. Oh, dwarves, Karakadrin. What do we have here? No flame cannons and no torpedoes either. Actually, if they got flame cannons, that would be really swell. This could be the Fire and Ice army, which I was thinking when we originally got it. Okie dokie. Well then, all that's left is more ice training. Ice. Infantry focus doesn't matter. You can be cavalry focused. Wait, you're a hero. Honestly, we probably don't need anybody else that's cavalry focused. You go infantry focused as well. Now, Ataman, 1, and Frostmaiden Ally or Orthodoxy Loyalist, gotta go with the Frostmaiden Ally, and another one of these. We got ourselves... Frostmaiden Ally, okie dokie. Alrighty, then let's do buildings, let's end the turn, and let's see what the consequences of this faction halting are gonna be. Ancient Giant Lands, is there anything here that's close to danger? Firemouth, Titan's Notch, not really. You're all pretty much in equal danger, so we'll just leave you as we are. Yeah, you're gonna rebel, but we can't do anything about that. Let's get a roadhouse here for now. You are then going to build up an army. Not a good army, just like a temp army. So, Cossars all over the place. Like so, and let's go for armored Cossars. There we go. A little bit on the expensive side, but I think it's necessary to A, destroy any rebellion, but B, help our allies in the siege of Hanyu Port and possibly defend against this little army over here as well. Now, Eagle Eyries, Gorger Rock, Mount Crag. I don't know which one would be the most necessary. I would assume it's Gorger Rock. Yeah, I think either you or Eagle Eyries, but let's go with Gorger Rock first. Icetooth Mountains. I think we can start collecting income here. 8, yeah. At least, well, we can while Serena Catrin... Oh, we don't actually have military presence. It's only 5. Who is present in one of these territories? I want to say nobody. Oh, you are an Ice Drake Fjord. Okay, but I think this place will fix itself with regards to its corruption, because 5 is less than 8, so it should still be growing positive. And we need the money right now. Alrighty, next up, Gunpowder Road, Nanli, upgrade for you. Black Blood Pass. A little bit on the expensive side, but more money is more money. And I guess we just get a farm here, though alternatively we could just get the ice training fields for potentially more Frost Maidens. It's not like this place will ever generate a ton of cash. Yeah, you know what, we'll probably do that and leave it alone for now. Tower of Crag, Forbidden Citadel. Keep growing, I guess. And let's get those walls up. Everywhere in Norska needs the garrisons because they, well, don't actually have walls, just garrisons, so we need them as strong as they can possibly be before the attack. Mountains of Morn, you're good. We got Hallowed Wood and farms here. Although Carrick Ziflin's not ready to get maxed out yet, and we're just about done with the buildings and ready to go next. Brokewater, money, or farm, and you market. Alrighty, looks good to me. In fact, would we want to delete the walls here? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like we started to grow negative public order in a lot of places, but that's because we destroyed a lot of those taverns, so I guess a few places aren't nearly as happy as they used to be. But that's okay, since we still have Banished, the +7 control is counteracting a lot of those negative control effects anyway. Okie dokie, now we end the turn. I sort of expect an attack at Uragni. If there's another stack here, and there's a very good chance that there is, they will probably attack. Also, just want to briefly check quick deals. Treaty of a Share. Who the heck are you, and how are you alive? I don't know who you are, but you're the only one. Wow, diplomacy. That's fascinating. And I just want to check before we end the turn, what's the balance of power like? Yeah, look at this. Exiles of Khorne, Poxmakers are nearly dead. Yeah, I want to say 3 more episodes and we're probably near the end. Yeah, they'll rebuild some armies, but they're gonna get weaker and weaker and weaker. Well, let's get to it. I still want Uragni to take Infernius, though. Oracles, will you attack? No, they will not. You had your chance, and it's probably gonna be the end of it. You guys are all still fighting the elves, but I'm gonna ignore that. And hello, what is this? Cormac, you are going to auto-die. Enjoy. Yes. Now, I think the Kirkin Warband is actually dead. Why would you attack this? Why not bypass it and go for a weaker territory? Insanity. Pure insanity. It doesn't matter what we do. Alrighty, only 18 factions left on the field. Income from trade or melee attack. You know what? We're down below 6k now. I think income from trade is actually the way to go. Let's just give this a quick read. Anxious that he will not be remembered after his impending demise, a geriatric and widely loathed boyar offers to pay for much-needed renovations in Erengrad. I've actually read this a couple times already, so never mind. Renovate the Grand Market, we go from 5.7 up to 6.1. Wow, that's barely anything. Yeah, we don't make a lot of trade income because, well, we own a lot of the territory, and there is no inter-faction trade. Intra. Oh well. Let's see, Rebellion in Warpstone Desert. Cormac killed in battle. This should be auto-resolvable.
There is merit in this.
There we go, no rebellion for you.
Flows in our veins.
Down you go, buddy. Kill those captives. I guess we could have left it to get a little bit stronger, but I don't see the need. So you're gonna go into Shangyang, build up a full stack, and then we need to keep an eye on this. We also need to send the Tech Thief down there to also keep an eye on it. And are you guys still not attacking this? They have it targeted, but they refuse to do anything with it. It's just infuriating. Alrighty, well, let's get to you Khazars up and running. Hopefully, if we siege this and tell these guys to attack, that they will help. No guarantee, of course, but, you know, I gotta try something, or else this thing's gonna stay forever. And this will be the last holdout of the Tzeentch faction. Oh, speaking of the Tzeentch faction, Koeus, you're gonna attack Snake Gate, aren't you? And Masya Zeglov's army is pathetic. Or he could jump over and go for Mines of Nanyang. Interesting. Well, either way, Boris, we're sending you out and about to this territory. You're probably gonna suffer a little bit of attrition, but I'm not sure that we give a damn. Let's also get a... Oh. I was about to say get a new lord up to actually take this over. And it's going to hurt in terms of our cash. But what can you do? Let's get this guy the stronghold. No, let's get the strategist just for the extra movement range. Oh, 2.7. Yeah, we're gonna need to delete one of these guys shortly. And you know what? Can you go into immediate march stance and move? Yeah, you can. Move out here. I'm hoping that these guys go for Snake Gate, but there's no guarantee, and Masya might be dead, but if he is, he is. Not much we can do about it. Brass Lunged or 5 hard to hit. This is all you have in your army, so none of this is really relevant. Let's get you hard to hit just so you maybe survive a little bit, and get you Draftmaster as well so that you can afterwards try to move through this. None of this is going to help you here either. Alright, let's see if they attack us here. I'm hoping that they will. Even if he dies, mostly because I want to see the battle. If you go into encamp stance, would you be able to reach the enemy? Yeah, I think you will. So we won't suffer attrition that way. Move past the gates. And to the Red Fortress. Assassin, you are no longer needed here. Go find some enemy heroes to kill. Alright, so that's Boris. Uragni. Is there an enemy stack nearby? Ah, if it isn't SKARBRAND, he ran past BELEDNA the Defender rather than fighting her. Oh, SKARBRAND. Oh, you silly. You silly. We're gonna fight this cinematically. I just want to move everybody else before we do it. Alright, Serena Katrin, to the red fortress you go. You can't reach it in a single turn, so we're gonna move you out. We're gonna put you in camp, and we're gonna move as close to it as we can get. In fact, stay in our territory for the increased healing. And there you go. Tech Thief. I think it's time for you to start moving out. Move to Serpent Jetty, steal tech there one more time, and then move out to the other territory. Trophim Lepatin.
Kislev's chosen.
Speed, and since this suffers attrition, we'll hit Pack Ice Bay from the sea. Beautiful. And we are positive here as well, lovely. You are going to get encampment, or walls rather, because it's Norska. And how's Norska doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 settlements remaining in the entirety of Norska. Beautiful. Svetlana Stefanovich, you could land, but you'll suffer attrition. But I think we have no way to stop that. We have to suffer at least one turn of attrition, so we're gonna do so. There we go. And then you can heal up at Blackrock after. Honestly, your attrition isn't much, it's 1 troop loss because you have so much anti-attrition stuff going right now anyway. So it looks good to me. The exiles are about to get a lot weaker, especially once we kill Skarbrand. Where did that other stack go? Red Ulgor was not the only stack, there was another one. And it wasn't Skarbrand. Skarbrand came from somewhere else, unless Skarbrand replaced the guy that was in there previously. Huh, that's also a possibility. Ooh, also assassins, since all of you didn't move last turn. You have the power of assassination on your side, so begin. Alrighty, there's a success, other assassin. Anybody you can hit. Doesn't look like it over here, so let's move you to support your Rogni and assassinate anything out on that side. What about back here? Alright, assassin, kill the counter. Other assassin, you have to find somebody to kill after that one's done. There you go, very nice. Good assassin work, good assassin work. You, kill Hargroth. You, move this way towards a Nairath, or are we good on this side now? Ah, I love it. We're now preemptively killing the enemies with our assassin heroes. Absolutely glorious. Svetlana Hiroshko, you need to land, or go to the sea and stay here, and then you two will move together afterwards. You shouldn't take damage out at sea. Now you are going to take the Ice Caverns of Immerdrac next turn, whereas Svetlana Hiroshko now has her Hellstorms. Question is, do we move north? Or do we move south? These are ruins, but we could protect the ruins by moving this way. It's not much of an army, but it should still be strong enough to take some of the weaker territories. That said, the Hissing Pit oh, there's a Pinforks here. Wow, look at all these armies moving around and being built. You know what? That seems to me like we need to go north rather than south. And let's just hope that Svetlana Risto takes care of this. Actually, speaking of Hiroshko's, not Svetlana's, let's take Hiroshko and start moving her where we were going before. Good. Alright, the invasion continues. Urogni, you know what? Maybe we move you towards the Brass Glacier. Move out. And camp. I don't know if we'll be able to hit it in one turn, but it would be nice if we could. I wonder if the AI recognizes that its capital is under threat or not. Like, will it try to move or not? Alexandra Kristina, you are angry at the loss of 2 of your units, so we can't auto-resolve this, can we? I'm willing to bet, you know what, I'm just curious. Will this kill half of our heavy war sleds? It didn't, for once. I'm shocked. I'm pleasantly shocked. Star Iron Ring for free, always not bad. You are now unable to get the enemy, but what we could do... Let's see, Pinforks is here. Alright, so you know what? I want you to stay here and go into ambush stance. Because I think you will be able to hit Zerulus next turn. Then I want Marat Fedosov to go right here into non-ambush stance, with the hopes that these guys actually start moving towards you. Right there, and in camp. Maybe Pinforks will be like, oh, a free fight. Let's send you towards these guys, and then obviously get killed by Alexandra Kristina. The enemy has felt the wrath of the Frost Engineer many a time. I keep moving to Beledna, knowing that we gotta fight, but let's continue the admin with the rest of the armies first. Then we'll do Beledna's anti-Skarbrand battle. Then we will do the buildings after that. Masya, I expected you to die, but, you know, give it all you got, buddy. BELEDNA, the crit failure. You... Can you do anything to SKARBRAND? You can assault the units, but... Huh, wait. You know what? Give it a try. You're not exhausted. I want to see how much damage you can do to SKARBRAND if you don't fail.
Winter's chosen victim.
Assault unit 20% increased. Oh, wow. And you succeeded. How much damage did you do to SKARBRAND? Oh, half his HP. Damn, that's not bad. And that's, I think, without the 20% counting. That's actually pretty nasty. I maybe should have used this a little bit more throughout the campaign. I hadn't considered it. Usually I only do that to other units and then it doesn't feel worth it to damage one unit. But if you can do this to a ludicrously powerful lord like that, that's pretty damn good. I'd like to see them try that on Uragni. I just thought if they tried it on Uragni, he'd become twice as strong instead. Okay, well that looks like all the moves we have to make, unless I'm mistaken. So let's fight SKARBRAND, shall we? Alrighty, looking good. Let's fight him cinematically. BELEDNA, attack.
Eradicate them.
Eradicate them indeed. You've fought SKARBRAND many a time, and you will fight him again at least once more. Hopefully the last time he will pop up to defend Infernius, but if he doesn't, well, then he doesn't. Let's get to it.
Today we write another page in Kislev's great history.
Alrighty, here we go, facing off against SKARBRAND. So, big boy. He has faced off against Boris and failed, Uragni and failed, Tsarina Katerin and failed, and is now time to face off against BELEDNA, the Defender. On top of that, I would imagine that BELEDNA's defense-minded philosophy or operating procedure, or whatever we're gonna call it, combat doctrine, is probably in some ways insulting to the big red demon boy. He's got, though, not a lot of HP since we did manage to successfully assault his unit, so this should make him easier to bring down, and thus the rest of his army should follow suit. Though, every time I see him, I gotta say, SKARBRAND has such a great model, doesn't he? It's pretty fantastic. It is very enjoyable watching him get to work. Though, unfortunately for him, at least against Kislev, he rarely gets the chance to do so, as he does tend to get knocked down. There we go, the little Groms are firing at him, and the Streltsy are about to open fire as well. He charges in, with the help of those Bloodletters, into our blob of armored Kossars, and then immediately it gets brought down by those Streltsy. He looked confused and angry there for a second, though I imagine confused and angry is sort of his state of being. And damn, look at that bloody trail that he left. I think that's as he ran forward, all the while getting shot up by all of our Streltsy. Well, obviously that's not going to be so good. The Lord is incapacitated, and the army now has to advance without their ringer. That was their most powerful unit by far. And they do have a lot of spawn on the field, but not a lot of Minotaurs, which would be considerably better. In fact, wait, do they have just spawn? Yeah, good luck with that. And good luck with that. Considerably worse than the Minotaurs. Over on this side, we have a little bit of a matchup between the Skull Crushers and the Demigryphs, which is kind of neat, mostly because these are obviously, I mean, quote-unquote unbuffed Demigryphs, as they don't have an Imperial sort of unit buffing them, so it's a pretty cool matchup. And I do imagine this definitely goes in the favor of Skull Crushers, normally, especially buffed ones. Fortunately, there's one of them and two units of Demigryphs, the other one moving away from the protection of our artillery to try to help out, and that unit will be destroyed. Exalted Bloodletters moving in to fight our Great Sword Zargard. Great Sword to Great Sword here. And also another cool looking little matchup. Yeah, the Great Sword Zargard don't usually get a lot of action, so I'm happy they get a little bit of a fight here, though I imagine they get destroyed pretty handily if we didn't help them out. Otherwise, the main battle line of the enemy is looking like it's ready to collapse as their army has dropped to below half HP. And we've also taken care of those Skull Crushers and are getting ready to charge in with our demi-griffs to bolster the melee line where it's weakest, which is here where this pile of exalted enemies are. Gonna get a Heart of Winter going down there, as well as our mage or Frost Maiden tries to go in to help out. Looks like the last of these spawns is about to go, and it does also look like the enemy army is done for. Damn, that went really quickly, didn't it? Only a 3-minute battle and only a few minutes of engagement there, but it did turn out to be fairly fun. I did enjoy a few of those matchups, and poor SKARBRAND, I just keep feeling bad for him. Now, the same thing happened when he fought Serena Katrin, did he, where he wasn't able to achieve too much. And then here again. Poor guy. Alrighty, well done everybody. There's a couple spawn, or one spawn now, left on the field, which should probably go down. Let's see if it dies by fire. Yep. It just gets shot up. The Zargar just looked at it, and it died. Very well done. Alrighty, well now it's a simple matter of healing up our single entities and giving a few parting shots to those poor Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Oh wow, that explosion right near the computer, or right near the screen, makes my computer go crazy. It really doesn't like, I guess, rendering all those particle effects up close. Also, I didn't know that there was like a little frozen river here. That's pretty cool. I never noticed that. I assume that is indeed frozen water, yeah. It looks to be it. I believe I never noticed that. You'd think I'd see a little bit more of this in Kislev, although perhaps by virtue of it being so common is why I haven't really been paying attention to this part. Anyway, there we go, a decisive victory for BELEDNA against SKARBRAND. Well, once again, it was a slaughter, and BELEDNA the Defender aggressively attacks, or aggressively defends. Let's call it aggressively defends, as she did attack SKARBRAND, but his army did attack us, and well, thereby she waved farewell to him. Let us go for a Saliak provides, because I feel like we're in attrition territory. And oh, you didn't actually have that defeat trait? Oh, very nice. Very nice pickup. Amortrans I don't really care about, although the 16 leadership isn't too bad. Yes, this is attrition. And therefore we go back into encamp, and then we continue back towards the Greyling Moot, wherein perhaps this army will stay and give us another fight as they defend. Otherwise, I believe we've moved everybody who needs to move this turn, so we just need to do our buildings and then go next. Let's begin with the Ancient Giant Lance, Titan's Notch. Put another one in our notch. Let's get you upgraded to, not yet for the iron mining pit, but getting there. That'll be much needed reduction. Man, I can't believe we've gone from like plus 15k to like 2k. But to be fair, we have a lot of unnecessary temporary lords that are just making a few things a little bit quicker. Gash Kadrak, I think it's time to start collecting income, yes. And you will need walls, however. Karakrag isn't super close to the front line, but it's close enough that I'd rather not deal with it, especially since the Tzeentch faction's gonna teleport over mountains and continue to annoy us. Bone Road. Last Sky Castle is up, and let us start constructing Salt and Market or Farmstead. There we go. Looking good here. We probably don't need the church here either. Alrighty, Black Blood Pass, Help It. Oh, right, we're saving that construction slot. A Black Fang. More Market, and Karakazorn is ready to go. We're nearly maxed out. Northern Grey Mountains, more money out of this. And more money out of the Hallowed Wood and the Farmstead, thank you. No, there isn't, because we can't afford it. It was bound to happen eventually. Research rate increased or Assassin. Well, I don't think we need either one. Let's go Assassin, because I think our research is probably as good as it's bound to get. You can be cavalry now infantry focused again. I really doubt we'll need either of you. I think, and don't quote me on it, but I think we have more than enough armies to take control of the Chaos Wastes. Especially after we leave Norska, once we're not on the defensive, once we've forced the enemy on the defensive, and while we've begun that, we haven't quite reached it yet, then it'll be a lot better. Anyway, Garrison Lord not moved, Unsigned skill points here not moved, that's all good. Let's end the turn, and let's see whether the AI falls for this nonsense. Go for Alexandra Castina again. Alright, Exiles of Corn. Oracles, that's what we want to see. No, they did not go for it. Ostland, you want us to join war against the elves, thanks, but no thanks. It's funny that they're fighting, but they're not really fighting, you know what I mean? Darko Wharf, you just... foiled. What do we have here? Looks like Kugath has decided to make a move at last. Now the question is, what kind of move will it be? Will they try to attack us, or will they not?
Ice.
Interesting. Now, we have several options. What we could do, let's summon besieged Snake Gate. Oh, they actually sieged it rather than fighting it directly? Oh, that's fascinating. Really? With this little garbage stack? Huh. I'm surprised that... Oh, I guess because we... Wait, let's just skip through the rest of this. Hey, a new assassin up and running. The guy that failed to kill Changeal, but now Changeal is gone, so you can start moving northwards. Ooh, although he could come back up here, I guess. We'll see about that. You go up. Vladimir Talov. You have to stay here, don't you? I don't know what's in that stack, but it's probably powerful enough to actually kill us. I wish our allies would do something about it, but apparently that's not going to happen. Bailiff Hey, a new student. Yes. That's actually good. We just have to make sure we give it to somebody who's not going to die within the next 2 turns. You, Svetlana, can give a student... No. Let's give it to... one of the tech thieves. They're pretty unlikely to die. Do you have a student, tech thief? You're actually only level 20, but you don't have a student. You know what? Maybe you need to keep what you have here, as you might die. Damn it! Okay, fine. You do not have a student. You don't need that Priest of Tal. I'm not even sure that we need the student, but you know. Alrighty, new student up and running. Good. Wait, you don't have a talisman? Wait, what do you have? You don't have a talisman either. I guess this is because they were unlikely to actually need it too much, as they pretty much never get into a physical fight. But we could at least give them some basics, like we could give them a couple Seeds of Rebirth. Couple Talismans of Endurance. I feel like I was gonna give this to a Patriarch, or... Yeah, you know what, you're less likely to need it. Let's give you the Seed of Rebirth. Although... Yeah, let's just do it. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. There we go. And if we have to swap that out to something else, we will. Now, Tsarina Katrin, let's begin by attacking at the Red Fortress. This should be an auto-resolve. I don't see them having enough of a force to actually contest you in any way. Medium casualties. To this. We would, if we actually physically fought this, we'd suffer 0 casualties, because they would never reach us. But it is what it is. What do we have at Greyling Moot, incidentally? There's some nice armies out here, eh? There's a full stack in the territory. Maybe we can draw them out for a field battle for BELEDNA the Defender next episode. We don't have time to fight a full-fledged field battle. I like that BELEDNA the Defender is getting a lot of action now. That's auto-resolve. Let's see how much damage we take. Ooh, wow, yeah, quite a bit on you guys, but you heal fairly quickly, so... Oh well. Occupy. And you are now going to be at... Actually not healing as quickly as I'd like, but... oh, it's because you don't have a Patriarch, so you don't have the healing buff. Yeah. I mean, fair enough, but annoying. Keep stealing tech. Alrighty, I gotta remember that Tsarina Katrin can't be auto-resolving unless we give her a Patriarch, which would help the Elemental Bears, but do we want less Ice Guard? This army is all about the Ice Guard. Anyway, I interrupted myself and I forgot what I was talking about. The fact that... Can you assassinate?
They will fear me. My power
Thank you.
grows.
Oh, she just got an assassinate success chance increase. Oh, that was from a rogue? Can we give one to you? No, wait. Can we give one to you? Back here, other tech thief. Do you have a rogue? You do not have a rogue. Let's swap out, not the servant, not the old crone, not the ward, maybe the Kislevite Kossar. Yeah, swap out the Kislevite Kossar. 7% movement is good, but I feel like we want to keep the campaign range. And then we give you a rogue for additional assassination prowess. Lovely. I guess we do have other Patriarch assassins, but you will probably be assassinating Changeal again in a few turns once he comes back up, so you're gonna need it. Anyway, what I was talking about is I like the fact that while, we still have dodge, right? Yes, that while BELEDNA the Defender was moving all the way up here, she wasn't getting a lot of fights, but now she's getting plenty of action, so I'm happy about it. Trofim Lepatin, you can't reach Pack Ice Bay in one go, but you can grab this Mysterious Island on the way, because there's no battle there, just free money. And there's another Mysterious Island there. Power Prescience. Trunk of maps, movement range, sort of swift sling, don't really care about this stuff, but yeah, land at Pack Ice Bay, should be able to auto-resolve it. Even with army losses, it won't matter, because we're heading Serena Katrin up towards the Troll Fjord, so we'll be able to delete you afterwards. So that we aren't losing a huge amount of money for this garbage little army. Huh. I wonder, would you be able to take Troll Fjord? Maybe. It would be nice to not have to send Serena Katrin up there.
Defy chaos.
You know what? We'll see about that. Boris, you will fight at the Red Fortress against the main army. Now this looks like it'll be a cinematic battle. It's not a crazy one. And definitely nothing crazy here that we wouldn't have too much trouble, that we would have too much trouble defeating. Or maybe we'll fight it as a pseudo-cinematic. We'll see next episode, because, well, we don't have time to fight it right now anyway. What else do we have? Uragni. Do you have a stack nearby, and are you able to hit the Brass Glacier in one turn? Yes, you are. Although it may be too dangerous for you to auto-resolve here, as there probably are likely to be full stacks nearby. It is a low chance of damage. I wonder. You know what? Let's leave this sieged. We have like a dozen sieges going on, so whatever. You move up this way. I want to see if there's a full stack moving out from the Tower of Flies. Svetlana, the Black Rock. Also don't know if there's a full stack nearby, but it is a walled settlement, so I think we're safe to auto-resolve this one, because even if there is a full stack, you should be hidden behind a wall, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. Yeah, let's auto-resolve you. The damage wasn't too bad either. Occupy Black Rock, and this will hopefully give us vision outside. War coordination target lost. I wonder if it's worthwhile doing a few more of those. War coordinations, I mean. Uncollect that income. We will keep everything but the toolmaker because we don't need it. And since we don't have any growth incoming, we will not be able to grow past our current levels. Alright. Now the invasion's definitely begun as we've started to take territories. I really wish that the oracles didn't have the exact same frickin' color that we did, because I can't quite tell. You, try to wound this guy. You, move towards Foul Pus and try to wound him as well.
Set sail!
Did you fail? No, an air's gone. It was just a little bit of lag. Now this is what I was planning with you guys. You are going to go out here into 75% ambush chance. Yes, you will take attrition damage, but it will be worth our time, I think. We can't reach Iron anyway. And what we want to do is put you into the settlement. Put you into ambush. And then hopefully they will be like, oh, there's only one army defending this territory that they just took from us. Yes. Palsy, rot. Okay, no ague there, which is the one that we're concerned about. The one that we're really concerned about. Also, what do we got here? Buffs for elemental bears, melee attacks for elemental bears. Do we prefer physical resistance for them? Nah, we're fighting magical enemies. In fact, we're not really fighting any more physical enemies at all, are we? So we can ignore that. We got improved relations with the Empire, so no chance of them attacking us. Casualty replenishment rate for elemental bears. You know what? I think that's the one we go with. How many techs do we even have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still quite a few. We're not going to need them all, but we've got all the necessary ones for the end of the campaign anyway. You, grab Ice Caverns of Immerdrac, please. And then move on to Ice Spewer afterwards. I have a feeling that the dwarfs are going to grab Saber Mountain on the way. Mostly because it is on the way. Svetlana, start moving up towards the Challenge Stone. Ooh, what happened here, incidentally? Pinforks, you've moved into the settlement. Ah, now that is not so bad. These two might be able to draw you out into a field battle, and even if not, we might be able to physically attack Zerulus. Looks like you might be able to reach it. That would be lovely. And who do we have out here, by the way? 2 more full stacks coming in, most likely able to jump over these mountains, so we really need to get the Hissing Pit's walls up immediately. While we're at it, let's get the market here as well as the farm, and let's get another farm there. There we go. It'll be a nice defensive province. And you're already collecting income, and your public order is actually pretty good. Alrighty, anybody else in terms of armies that we need to move? I'm not seeing any more battles, we just have a lot of sieges on the way. Yeah, BELEDNA, you'll fight this cinematically next episode. You guys... Is there any auto-resolves that we can accomplish right now? Well, yours gave you damage. I'm concerned about doing so with Uragni, because he'll lose half his war sleds, and we might need them for an actual fight, so I think we'll do that one manually. Okay, yeah, I think that's all the auto-resolves that we can complete right now. We have a lot of physical fights to do, but we'll start on them next episode, including 1 or 2 cinematic battles depending on how these guys react and whether they try to run away. But at the very least, BELEDNA is going to get a nice cinematic fight against Mr. Bloodfeaster over here, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. The Boris campaign is drawing to a close, but it's been a grand time. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.